This is Fred Beck from Fred Beck's Fighting, proudly sponsored by Empire Fight Store. Today I'm very lucky to be joined by John Ryder. So John, how have you been there, mate? How's your day been?
Yeah, good. I mean, started off good and then ended great with the announcement of the Danny Jacobs fight, Feb 12th. So really buzzing. I've known about it for some time now myself, but just really buzzing. Got the bit between my teeth that it's finally announced, and it's probably the worst kept secret in boxing that the fight was actually happening. But everyone knows now officially.
How long ago do you know if it was going to happen? How many was it? Months, weeks?
There was talks about it mid-December. Yeah, it's been in the pipeline for a while at our end, but I suppose there's a lot to take care of. Obviously, the delay with back and forth to the States and whatnot, and obviously Christmas hasn't helped in the new year. But I'm pleased to say that it's finally official and it's happening.
Did you have to be careful what you ate on Christmas and New Year's then because of the fight happening? Was that annoying?
Yeah. There was no it was sensible eating throughout the festive period. There was no tins of quality street being dished around. So the full camp mindset and just being sensible.
I guess that's just more for your wife and kids then in terms of quality street. But when you got a fight like this, is it quite hard to keep it a secret and not leak it to the press or media when people are asking about it for interviews?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I say, it was the worst kept secret. People were always trying to get an edge and asking questions, and it's just about staying tight-lipped and not giving too much away. But I think deep down people know. Eddie always puts it out there, and he assesses people's reaction, and if people take to it, then he normally runs with it, and I think that's what he's done with this fight.
Yeah, certainly, and he does know what he's doing. So tell me then, John, how did this fight with Daniel Jacobs come around? Because Daniel Jacobs is quite a big name, certainly in the States as well, and he's coming over to your side.
Yeah, I think which I'm very fortunate of. Danny Jacobs is a massive name in boxing, two-time world champion. He's fought the best and been hard done by at times against the best. But it's a good feat to get him in the UK, especially. But then especially to get him at Alexandra Palace, which is literally on my doorstep, is an even bigger feat for me and no better hometown advantage. But we had a meeting with Eddie, myself and Charlie Sims. I think it was early December, and he put to us a list of names, and we said to him, all comers, we just wanted a big fight. Obviously the last 2 years, what with COVID and whatnot, have been pretty quiet. 10-rounder in Miami, end of 2020, then an 8-rounder in Austria in 2021. So we wanted to start the year off big and get a big fight, build momentum again, build on the momentum that was lost from 2019 and just really kick on. So a few names got presented. We said yes to certain ones, and then the Jacobs fight grew some momentum and grew some legs, and here we are.
Yeah, certainly. As you mentioned there, that's quite nice, Alexandra Palace being on your doorstep or very, very close to your house. And obviously you got Johnny Fisher on your undercard, so you know the atmosphere in there is going to be pretty good. But how many seats are there in Alexandra Palace? How many tickets are going to be sold overall? Do you know the maximum amount?
I think it's about a 7,000 capacity. Funny enough, I was there for a concert in September of Dermot Kennedy, and I think that was 10,000, but standing room only. So it's be a slightly different atmosphere. Hopefully, there's some singing along as well. But it'd be nice with a ring in the middle and me main event.
Yeah, it's quite crazy back in September. I don't think you'd have thought you'd be boxing there only a few months later. How many fights have you watched of Daniel Jacobs? How much have you seen of him?
Listen, over the years, I've watched a hell of a lot of him. I've watched most of his fights. I mean, when Danny Jacobs fights, it's a big event for boxing. So I've witnessed most of his fights. I was lucky enough to watch him live against Canelo, and I boxed in an undercard. And I've seen a lot of his fights. Again, the same really. I think since the Canelo fight, he's had 2 fights. I've only had 3, one being Callum Smith. So we've both not been massively active since then. I've had 1 fight more than him. I think this is what we need. I think I've been that bit more active. I think 2020 was a bigger year for him. I don't think he boxed in 2021. So the activities with me more. So I'm looking forward to getting in there and putting on a show.
It was the last hour in 2020. I think it was Gabe Rosado, which wasn't probably the most entertaining fight. That's one way, probably a polite way to put it. So obviously, when you watched him live Canelo. Do you find that you take more from watching them live up close in person rather than just watching them on your laptop or TV?
It's one of those fights. I mean, if you ever train in BXR in London, that fight always seems to come on the TV screen. So I've watched it loads of times. Obviously, watched it live ringside with Tony Sims, and we was picking the bones out of it then. Then I've watched it back numerous times on repeats on the TV and YouTube. So yeah, it's a fight I've really studied and can take a lot from. But I've watched, like I say, I've watched a lot of Danny Jacobs over the years, and I'm confident come Feb 12th we'll have a game plan to beat him.
Yeah, certainly. And obviously, you've been in the ring before, Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith, and as well as Rocky Fielding. Where do you kind of rank Daniel Jacobs out of those opponents? Because you've been in there with certainly the best.
He's up there with them all. You look at his losses. I mean, he's lost to Pirog, which was not early in his career. He was a world champion, but then he had the step back of the cancer. So I mean, it's all well losing to the likes of Pirog, but what was he going through in his body at that time? No one knows. So I mean, since then he made a good comeback, and then the fights against Golovkin, which people had 50-50 and say he was hard done by, and then a good fight with Canelo. So he's well up there.
He's fought the very best, same with you as well. And provided you do get the win February 12th, where does a win take you in this fight?
I think it puts me back in line for a world title and a shot at. I mean, obviously Canelo's got everything tied up now, and people are unsure of his plans, whether it be at cruiserweight or light heavyweight. But hopefully the belts might fragment, or Canelo will start taking care of business at 168 again, and I can get a shot at a title or the man. Eddie's
mentioned a few times Eddie Reynoso and Canelo as well, saying they both want to come fight in the UK. If Canelo was going to come over here, do you think you'd be the man to fight him? Do you know if there's anyone else in line, or do you think you'd be the pick of the bunch?
Well, hopefully. I mean, I'm the man to face Danny Jacobs in his first trip to the UK. So hopefully, all going well, I can be the first man to face Canelo coming to the UK.
Yeah, certainly. That'd be pretty nice, a Canelo fight. And just one more thing, I don't take too much of time, but last time I think I spoke to you, I asked you, if you weren't a boxer, you'd been a firefighter. Do you think do you think you'd still stick with that? If you weren't a boxer, you'd be a firefighter?
Yeah, I think during the last couple of weeks, I've been binge watching Chicago Fire. And I think it's reignited my love for being a firefighter. So 100% I would have been a firefighter.
What else are you watching at the moment on TV then? Is it just Chicago?
Just a bit of Chicago Fire and I religiously watch Eastenders.
Really? Eastenders? That's been going on for ages. How do they find new storylines for that? Because it's been going on forever.
Oh, no, it's they're bringing back all the old characters, so they're clutching at straws, but I'm so invested now, I can't help but watch.
It won't affect your training at all, though?
Oh, no, not at all. It makes me realise my life's not so bad when I see all the drama on there.
Since Coogan was in EastEnders, do you fanboy out then when you see Coogan in real life and then Coogan in EastEnders?
Yeah, why not? It's Coogan's got about a bit in it, so fair play to him.
Yeah, it's pretty cool saying you've been in EastEnders. But John, I'm sure we'll catch up. Hopefully I'll be there fight week, but I'm sure we'll catch up then in early February. Thanks so much for your time. I'll put all your links to your socials in the description, but I'm sure we'll catch up soon. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Fred.